If you're ready to start making money on YouTube and wondering if there's something that could actually work for you, this video is going to show you that something. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it. We're talking about digital products, and I'm not just going to tell you to go make one. I'm going to walk you through the whole thing. I'm going to tell you what to make, how to price it, how to create it without losing your mind, and exactly how to use YouTube to sell it even if you're not monetized yet. And this is not going to take you days to create either. There's even one kind that you can probably make in about an hour. And if you're a coach, a course creator, or community builder, stay with me because this is especially relevant to you. You probably already have everything you need to do this. You just don't know what it is. Hey, I'm Dee Dee, and I started earning money on this channel when I only had like 178 subscribers, and I was using digital products to do it. And this proves that you don't need a big audience to start making sales. So let me show you how it works. First, we're not talking about building something massive here. You don't have to build a full course or write an ebook that's going to take you days or even months to create. That's not what I'm talking about. There are really two different kinds of digital products that you should be thinking about early as a YouTube creator. The first kind is free, sort of. They give you their email in exchange for your thing, so it's really not technically free. But these are called lead magnets, or as I like to call them, freebies. They're things like checklists, guides, worksheets that you give away in exchange for somebody's email address. And I've got 3 of these that I link in every single video description. And since January, they've gotten over 2,000 clicks. That's 4 months. 2,000 people have clicked on my links. They work because they're solving immediate problems that somebody has. And I occasionally add a freebie to a video that's relevant only to that video. They match exactly what the video is about. So like somebody watches your video and you offer them something that goes deeper on that exact topic. They grab it and now they're on your email list. That's how you build an audience that you actually own. The second kind is paid, and this is what most people think of when they hear the word digital product. Something you charge money for. This is where your money comes in. Here's how to come up with your idea, and you're not starting from scratch here. You already know these things. What would somebody pay to learn from you? Start by asking yourself one question. What do people ask me about all the time? People are always saying to me, I don't know what to talk about. What should I talk about? That's probably what I should create my products about. But if I create what I think they should ask, I would create something on like how to be on camera or how do I record myself better, because I think that's what they need to learn. But that's not what they ask. So I make niche worksheets and how to make money roadmaps because that's what they're asking for. So it's not what you think they should ask, it's what do they actually ask in your comments. If you're on Instagram, are they in your DMs, in conversations that you have, if they're in your community? What's the thing that somebody asks you and you answer it almost automatically because you've done it so many times? That's your product idea. And if you're a coach, what's the first thing your clients always need help with before they can move forward? If you're a course creator, what's the thing people ask before they even buy your product? If you're just starting out on YouTube, what have you figured out that you wish somebody had have handed you in a simple guide? So you have an idea, but not every idea is going to turn into a product that sells. I know this from experience. Here's what separates the ones that work from the ones that just sit there. It has to solve a real problem, not some problem you think they have. It's not a problem that's vague. It's a specific problem that your specific viewer is actually experiencing right now. And the more specific you are, the better it sells. So like for me, if I had a product that was how to write a killer YouTube title, that's going to outsell YouTube tips every single time. And it has to be priced correctly. This is where I want to spend a minute because pricing is really weird. And people have these beliefs. I mean, you and I have beliefs. You can't price things based on your beliefs. I've been in sales and sales training for most of my life. And I've got 2 mantras around this. You don't sell from your own pocketbook, because if you're broke, you have a tendency to think that everybody is broke and they can't afford your product, and you price things way too cheap. If you have plenty, you tend to price things higher. So don't make assumptions about what your viewer can and can't afford. And number 2, don't overprice and underdeliver. This one is key. You always need to overdeliver. In the online digital product world, there are a few pricing tiers and they behave very differently. Ultra low ticket is anything from about $3 to $19. These are impulse buys. There's little resistance, easy to grab, but you need a lot of them to make substantial money. And if you're not careful on how you position them, people might assume that they're low value because the price is low. But they can work really well, especially for beginners on YouTube. They're from Instagram Reels or from your email list. But you got to be strategic about it. To me, this is the sweet spot for the beginner. So this next one is still considered low ticket. It's just not ultra low, but it's $20 to $49. And this is where most creators should be living. It still feels like an easy yes for your buyer, but it carries real perceived value. You don't need as many sales to see some meaningful income, and people take it a little bit more seriously when they buy it because they've spent a little bit more of their hard-earned dollars on it. But it needs to be packed with value, not just information, because they can get information anywhere. If you can go to ChatGPT to get this information, so can they. Okay, so mid-ticket is $50 to $299. This is where things like mini courses, workshops, and more in-depth guides live. They sell really well too, but they require a very warm audience. Somebody who's watched your channel, they have seen you for a while, they trust you, they know that you're going to deliver. You absolutely can sell mid-ticket from YouTube, but it takes a little bit of that runway to warm up your audience. And then we have high ticket, which is $300 and up. And these numbers are ambiguous. Some people think they're different than others, but that's what I think. So these would be like coaching, done-for-you services, programs, but we're not going to go there today. This is for your hot audience. And if you already have a high ticket program or product, then YouTube is just your trust building engine to get them into that. But for most people watching this today, I'd start at that $7 to $49 range. Pick a specific problem, solve it well, price it where it's fair, and get it out there. Okay, so you already have an idea, you know what you're going to charge, now let's make the thing. And I want to show you two different ways to do this because they are very different in terms of time and effort. And the first option is with Canva. This is what most people default to, and it absolutely works, and they're absolutely beautiful. This has been the go-to for years. You can build beautiful guides, workbooks, templates, checklists in Canva. The design flexibility there, like, it's amazing. It's great, and you can make it look really polished and professional. But the downside is it takes a ton of time. And if you're building something from scratch in Canva, designing every page, writing all the copy, which is the words, getting the layout right, you're looking at several hours or even days minimum. And this is what I used when I started making my first digital products. But there is a way to speed that process up, and it's to use AI to help you with how you want to structure it and the wording first. You can prompt it to outline the guide. It'll give you the key points and the order in which they need to be in. It's your material and your words, just put in the right order that makes it easier to read. Then you take that information and you put it into Canva and you focus on the design part. And that cuts down some of your time significantly. So in other words, AI helps you build it, but you design it. So we move on to option 2. And it's actually just the opposite from the Canva way. You build it and use Claude AI to actually design it. It's called an artifact. This is a formatted design document that Claude creates based on what you tell it to include. You direct it. You tell it the topic. You tell it how you want it to look. You tell it what you want it to say. You can add your brand colors if you want to, and AI builds it. You review it, you refine it, make some changes, and it's done. And as you can see in this one here, this is a step-by-step guide that I created just for this video. I can create this beautifully branded product that's perfect for my audience, and I didn't have to spend hours picking out fonts and lining up the text and all the things that makes this process a little bit harder. And it walks you through everything we covered today. Coming up with your idea, pricing it, creating it, and getting it out there on YouTube. It even has a few extra tips about what to do if it's not selling. It's called Make It, Price It, and Sell It, and you can grab it for free in the link below. And this is so much faster than building in Canva. We're talking about sometimes under an hour for something that would take me a full 2 days in Canva. It's not going to have the same level of custom design as a full Canva build, but for a lot of products, especially in that freebie and ultra low ticket range, it's more than good enough. Plus, it can be interactive. If you want to train Claude that way and have drop downs and check boxes, it can be truly amazing. You can create some amazing things. And this week in my school community, I'm actually doing a video workshop showing how I do this with Claude. So if you want to be a part of that, you should join my free community. That link is also in the description. But neither way is wrong. It comes down to how much time you have, what level of design skills you have, and what level of design you need. But once your product's created, you need a link for it. And this is where a lot of people get stuck because they don't know how to get a link. But actually, you don't have to get stuck here because this part's really pretty simple. You just need two things: a place to host it and a checkout page. For hosting, I use StanStore. You upload your file, you set your price, whether it's free or paid, and Stan handles the checkout and the delivery and the email capture. Somebody pays you, they get the file, and they get a thank you email from you, and that's all handled through StanStore. Well, Stan, they changed their name not too long ago. And that's it. I mean, there are other options out there like Kajabi, Thrivecart, and System.io, but Stan is a little bit simpler for the beginner, and that's what I use, and it's just so much easier. But once you set it up, you get a link, and that link is what you're going to put everywhere. Now you need to know how to sell it. And this is the part that makes YouTube so powerful for digital products. You've got multiple places to put that link, and they all work together. First, you talk about it in the video itself. You mention it on camera naturally, like conversationally, the way I did it earlier. You tell them what it is, why they need it, and where to get it. That's your in-video CTA, we call it, your call to action. And I've mentioned already that I have a free download in my description that goes along with this video. That's how you do it. The second place is you put it in your pinned comments. So right after you publish your video, you go into your comments, you make a comment, and you pin it to the top with the link to your product. This is one of the most clicked spots on any YouTube video, and most creators skip it altogether and leave it blank. This is real estate that you could be using. And the third one is above the fold in your description, and I'll show you that here. YouTube shows the first couple of lines on your description before the viewer has to click more. They can see your link. So your link needs to be right there, not buried at the bottom under your long description. Right at the top where people can see it without doing anything extra. So use all three every single time. If you're building a community alongside of your YouTube channel, I think you need to know that I link my digital products directly inside the community and the classroom content, so a member who's working through a module can grab the relevant product right there without having to go find it somewhere. It keeps everything connected. Your YouTube brings people in, your community keeps them engaged, and your products solve very specific problems along the way. And that's how you start building a business on YouTube instead of just a YouTube channel. And if you're new here and you want to know more about how to actually build a business from your YouTube channel, not just a channel, go watch this video next. And I'll see you over there. Have a good one. Bye.